Turning south right now, the state of Florida is bracing for yet another hurricane. This time, it's Hurricane Milton on a crash course for the Sunshine State. It is now strengthened to a Category 5. This major storm is expected to make landfall just over 24 hours from now.
So residents are making final preparations for what will be the second hurricane to hit that state in less than 2 weeks. We're getting a little sneak peek at what Milton will bring Florida. It has been slamming Mexico with a lot of rain and very strong wind.
Florida residents are being urged to evacuate before Milton arrives, and many of them are heeding that advice. You can see there from the traffic. But a lot of those folks we know are still recovering from the devastation left over by Hurricane Helene late last month. We have live team coverage for you at 5 o'clock. Anika Hope and Eli Rosenberg standing by. But we're going to begin with First Alert meteorologist Deminis Brown and the latest update on the storm's path. Deminis?
Yeah, Corey, this is something that we really did not want to see again. A Category 5 storm with sustained winds at 165 miles an hour as the storm moves to the east-northeast at 9 miles an hour. A stronger storm, and the impacts will still be great for areas there in Florida. Great in a very bad way. You'll see here is a Category 4 storm as we head toward tomorrow evening. Sustained winds at 150 miles an hour. And then you'll notice as we head toward tomorrow night into early Thursday morning, a Category 3 hurricane, still a major storm with far-reaching impacts because it's very wide, and so it's going to push a lot of that water onto land and cause a lot of flooding, even as it moves over land through the day on Thursday, headed toward Cape Canaveral near the Orlando area. It's still a Category 1 hurricane, so all those winds will still be around and that threat for even severe weather. This will be a very big storm as it approaches the coast, and then it moves inland late tomorrow night into early Thursday. And look at all that rain, the rain bands that will continue to howl over certain areas with the wind going through the evening hours and nighttime hours for that area. And this is just a look at the storm surge, 10 to 15-foot storm surge in the Tampa Bay area, water being pushed onto land because of that wind. We're going to talk more about Milton and the impacts for areas in Florida and your First Alert forecast coming up.
All right, Deminis, a lot of information to get to there. And tonight we are hearing from people who have ties to our area, but they're being impacted by Milton. We have NBC 10's Eli Rosenberg speaking with some of them and joining us live now from Boston. Eli?
And JC, for those down in Florida with connections to here in Boston, it has been some very stressful days and nights. For some, it has been a race to get back here to Boston. Others, though, are deciding to ride this one out.
Open only if our power goes out. So, yeah, and then we're just watching. So that's us.
In Sarasota this afternoon, Kelly Sweeting is doing everything she can to get ready.
Drinking water.
Both inside her house.
Lots of candles.
And outside.
We've got a grill.
This Boston University graduate is taking no chances.
People are worried. I think there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of fear about what it looks like after.
Sweeting and her family are staying put. Their house is in harm's way, but also 20 feet above sea level.
Getting gas. Lines over here.
These gas lines helping make that decision to stay.
So there's no gas. So to sit on 75 North and try to go anywhere, my fear in that situation is that we're stuck with no gas.
I'm feeling very sad, very worried, very nervous.
Jay Rosenthal, a Revere native now living in Tampa, did get out, but it wasn't easy.
I guess sick would be a good word to define it. I was never one to worry about hurricanes.
Rosenthal and his wife packing up what they could, including irreplaceable items like his father's Purple Heart Award. From there was a mad dash across the state to Fort Lauderdale, arriving in Newton early this morning. He worries for the city he left behind.
This is such a great city and you know, great people, and I just don't know when I'm going to return to.
And Sweeting, the BU grad who you heard from there just a few seconds ago, says her biggest worry, the debris left behind by Hurricane Helene. There is a race to get all of that cleaned up, but she fears anything that is left behind could turn into projectiles or missiles, in her word. She does have a plan B if it does look like Hurricane Milton is headed straight her way. Live in Boston, Eli Rosenberg, NBC 10 Boston.
All right, Eli, thank you. So we told you about the calls to evacuate Florida a little earlier. Well, right now it appears that folks are heeding that advice. The roads were clogged with cars, but it seems like the traffic is moving a little bit smoother. This is a live look at I-75 just outside of Tampa and Orlando. Again, people rushing to get out of Milton's path. But at the same time, volunteers from around the country are are getting in position to help. NBC 10's Anika Hope joins us live at Logan Airport, where those volunteers have flown out and evacuees are arriving to Boston. Anika?
Yeah, every single person we spoke to today arriving here in Boston from Florida said the same thing to us. They said, we are lucky. And that's what so many people are dealing with right now, uncertainty. So many told us they're doing everything they can and hoping for the best.
We got lucky. We got real lucky, and I feel very, very fortunate.
Paula Williams is talking about her flight out of Fort Myers into Boston.
Saturday, when we got the notification that it was going to be coming our way, I called Delta and I changed my flight to today.
Many people we met coming out of Florida happened to already have tickets long before they learned about Hurricane Milton. And those vacation tickets turned into evacuation lifelines.
So we left the house all shuttered up. And what else can you do?
Airports across the state from Tampa to Orlando are overflowing with people scrambling to get out before they close.
The hotel was super crowded and people coming up from South Florida.
But so many of those people are exhausted.
I left my elderly mother with my brother. He's getting her to a safe place. So, yeah, don't know what you're coming back to.
Whether it's from the devastation from Hurricane Helene just a few weeks ago or from a few years ago when Hurricane Ian leveled southwest Florida, where Paula is from.
It is a little scary, but I also am originally from North Carolina.
She and so many others told us the disaster can feel inescapable.
I didn't know it was going to affect me, so yeah, I'm originally from Hickory.
But in so much uncertainty, she still holds on to her love for where she's from and the people she's had to leave behind.
I don't have any family in those hills, but they're all part of my family because I was raised there.
Now, Paula told us that her daughter and her dogs are still back in Florida. We know many of our viewers are thinking of their loved ones who are in the path of the storm. So we've put links on our website with more information on how you can help. In Boston, I'm Anika Hope, NBC 10 Boston.
All right, Anika, thank you. A really important point there. Be sure to stay with us on air and online for all the information you need on Hurricane Milton. We're going to have the very latest on the storm's track and the preparations that continue. If you are away from your TV, you can just go to our website or the free NBC 10 Boston app.